Alrighty, let's dive into the core. The Adventures of Adam the Addict. Oh my god, this is going to be so much fun. By the way, if you get gold from this, join us in DreamDrivenDay.com. I'm going to be just straight up front, gang. You're going to hear a lot about it until it books, until it starts. Whichever comes first. Because it works. Anyway, over 700 posts in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group by Dream Driven Day members in the past 2 years. Do the math. That's like 2 posts a day. Or is it a post a day? It's a post a day. Fuck, I'm no good with math. Anyway, that doesn't stop me, does it? But let's talk about Adam the Addict, shall we? So Adam, right? So back in the old days, Adam felt. See, eventually he had to admit something to himself. He felt that women were bigger than him. He felt that talking to a woman was a task that he needed a boost, he needed a bump, he needed something to help him loosen up, right? Relax a little bit. See, a lot of people, they live lives where they just feel small, where they feel contracted. Even if they can't admit it. When you ever notice to feel fear, you have to contract. To feel anger, you have to contract so you can explode. But it's that contractedness that Adam the Addict has. It's what he feels. Way at the core of it. By the way, I've worked with a lot of addicts. Right? What do they want? They want expansion. So they can wiggle it and then like just go into the peace zone. Right? But anyway, Adam the Addict needs a beer, needs a bump, needs a boost, needs something so he can do something. He needs something so he can do something. The problem is there's never enough something. That's part 2. Right? There's never enough beer for the alcoholic. There's never enough drug of choice for the drug of choice person. There's never enough sex for the sex addict. There's never enough meetings for the addict in recovery. You notice what I'm saying here. The addict is in recovery. Who you are and how this really works is... When you get the truth about you, you get the joke. And by the way, even before you really get the truth about you, because first you'll start to understand, I just traded one addiction for another. I couldn't get enough beer before, now I can't get enough meetings. All right, cool. Keep going. Because and this is a key point. You can't get enough because you don't feel you are enough. You can't get enough because you don't feel you are enough. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough time. People tell me this all the time. I get the biggest kick out of it, you know? Because the first step is realizing right now, I am enough, I have enough. It's time to explore, time to expand. I shared the other day, I was asked a question, so I gave an answer. Imaginal experience leads physical experience. That's what this boils down to in my experience. Imaginal experience leads physical experience. The problem is if you stop there, you've got a bumper sticker. That's where we explore from. That's where all the courses come from. That's where all the coaching calls come from. That's where all the real life trainings come from. They begin with imaginal experience leads physical experience. Now let's explore the many varieties of imaginal experience. Now let's explore the many aspects of you. Neville did it for a few decades, so have we at this point. And we keep going. I'll keep going. I have found nothing more fascinating than exploring who I am and how this works. I have found nothing more liberating than expanding. Because if you're just trading one addiction for another, you're an addict in recovery. To step out of that, you start to realize, hey, what's my excuse today? I don't have enough what? Time. I don't have enough money. I haven't put in enough imaginal acts. You see, I get the questions. How many times do I need to imagine? Here's the thing. Once. Don't dig up the seed. See, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a beer. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a whiskey. I love when people bring up, See, I love when people ignore the fact that Neville's teacher, you could call him a raging alcoholic, but he wasn't an alcoholic. He just enjoyed his drink. So did Neville. God, I once mentioned that in a show, and I guess my choice of words didn't please someone. And it's like, what? Neville drank at lunchtime. Neville drank before dinner. Neville drank after dinner. Maybe not every day. I don't drink every day. But I gotta tell you, whenever I get the hankering to. So let's do a crass commercial. Ready? Here we go. In Dream Driven Day, we've got 3 live calls. The second one is always on, inspired by a lecture of Neville's called One Greater Than John. Go read it. Because in One Greater Than John, we talk about doing violence to your desires. And in that call, we explore the many varieties of that. Think about this. If we had a group of people willing to share, willing to support each other, all on a call that lasts about 2 hours, and we're exploring how those who want to share, we explore. We just don't say, how do you do violence to your desires? We explore how they do violence to their desires, because you're like an onion. There's more than one way you do violence to your desires. There's more than one excuse. There's more than one story you have. Mr. 20, I don't have time. I got kids. I don't have 15 minutes a day for ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. Every penny that I have is accounted for. Radio. See, here's the thing. It's a year later, and you look back. Are you glad you made an excuse? Because people tell me, I have to get up and prepare the kids' meals. Well, let me tell you something. While you're waking up, you're still imagining something. Start getting fast. Because if your excuse is, I don't have time while I'm waking up to imagine, you're already imagining something when you wake up. But if you make the excuse, I don't have time, you're not going to notice. You know what? The first thing I'm noticing about today is I don't have time. I'm imagining not having enough time to get everything done, much less have what I want happen. You get in my world, I'm fierce. There are no excuses. Alrighty. The Adventures of Adam the Addict. Adam was seeking something. He noticed his concept of self was too small. And he thought he found something in drink. He thought he found something in drugs. And so Adam discovered something. There's never enough drink. There's never enough drugs. If Adam goes a little further, he gives up one for another. He'll give up drug of choice for going to meetings. And by the way, that might keep you alive. It's called putting a Band-Aid on it. It's called pulling the bullet out. But once you pull the bullet out, there's this thing called stretching. This thing called soaring. This thing called not settling. How do you stretch? How do you soar? Take some adventures. Explore, expand, stretch. Be willing to drop who you've been so you can discover really who and what you truly are. Can you tell I've been there? This is the voice of experience, not the voice of theory. You'll notice that we don't use a lot of biggie words. I know a lot of people that are experts at being in prison. And the prison is something you self-construct. Alrighty. So Adam the addict, gets addicted to something that he feels is bigger than him, so he can do something bigger than he could do without it. Admitting that's the first step. The second step is noticing there's never enough. 2, 3, 4 meetings a day, drinking earlier and earlier and earlier, drinking something higher in alcohol content. I'll add some sugar. That'll make me crash. Yeah. Stop it. Stop chasing the sweet. See, when you stop avoiding, when you stop hiding, when you stop chasing, that's the life of Adam the Addict. Avoid. Chase. Hide. When you stop doing that, you can take all that time, you can take all that energy, and you can dance. If you got gold, join us in DreamDrivenDay.com. This round begins the middle of March, January, February, March. That's right. And the early bird pricing is still in effect. Oh my God. And hey, for those who missed us, we're back online, as you can tell. See ya.